Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about data. I'm not going to say it's going to be a deep dive, but it's not going to be a top of the waves either. We're going to just take a look at data as it relates to our students and population, as it relates to our students' learning. And since we are the core team and we are a group of leaders, whether you're in an organization, outside of an organization, or you're leading yourself, you are a leader. I was looking at a book called 17 Laws of Teamwork. And in that book, there's a chapter called The Law of the Scoreboard. And the scoreboard, interesting for many of us who were up late last night, scoreboards give us good information. I had to leave the game last night for about an hour and a half. When I came back, the scoreboard read 20-something to 3, and I was like, wow, that data gave me some really good insights. One of which was, should I just go back home and call it a night? I think I didn't. But for us, I would say that our student data is our scoreboard because it helps us, it gives us feedback in terms of what we do, which is ultimately most important, which is the student experience and student learning. And so what we're going to do tonight is take a good look at how that plays out. The thing about the scoreboard is that it helps us define reality. Max Dupree, a leadership expert and author, says a leader's first job is to define reality. And by defining reality, we can say, these are how our students are doing as it relates to what we do regularly, educate them. Our data helps us define what the reality is and what it is not. Our scoreboard, or our data, is essential for understanding what's going on. It's essential for evaluating how are things working. Our scoreboard or our data is important. It's essential to adjusting. How can we improve? It's also essential to winning. It's by knowing your scoreboard, knowing your data, is to help us win. Now, what does win mean? It depends on our mission. But for the purposes of this conversation and the data that we're going to present, it's about graduating kids who are ready to succeed at the next level. That's just for the purposes of this conversation. So, first up will be Mr. Kevin Ellis, elementary principal, who's going to walk you through some data. Then Bill Dalslin will walk us through some secondary data. And I'll give you some district data to think about, and we'll go from there. We'll do a little activity afterwards. Okay?
And if I may,
Please.
I just want to put a frame around this for processing purposes. So this is one piece of all the data that you're going to be looking at over the next few months. So this is, like Dr. A said, this is the scoreboard of achievement data and other kinds of data. You'll also be looking at the focus forum data. You'll be looking at the survey data. So when you're processing this tonight, this is one piece of all the data that you're going to be looking at. Very important piece, and very excited to hear about it.